So
that's the noise that Vader's doing in his helmet, but it just gets filtered out. And he goes, but that's what he's up to. That's what he's doing.
who? Vader.
Vader.
But it comes out as... Which is what it sounds like when someone does it down the phone to you.
Yeah.
Darth
Just when I
Beta.
do it.
Darth Beta.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's what our big metal crotch does.
Vader beta.
Right.
Anyway.
What's this? A review show?
It is a review show. Review with a crew.
Do some reviewing and
Should we say hello quick?
stuff. No, let's do some music first. Just like old times.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry. Right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Review with the Crew. Review with the Crew with Mr. Paul Brown,
Hello.
Mr. Adam Gattrell,
Hello.
Mr. Ross Murphy,
Hello.
and me, Chris Quinton.
Dun,
Hello.
dun, dun.
This is a show where we review some stuff just for you.
Yeah.
I feel a bit bad when we say review. It's not. It's just four idiots giving us a silly opinion on
Speak
shit
for
they've
yourself,
watched
mate.
all week.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's our reviews, isn't it? Our opinions. That's what a review is.
I just feel like, have you seen League of Gentlemen? You've got those two teenagers that go in the video shop.
Is this your review?
No, this is what it feels like. It just feels like every week this is what we do. Thin it. And it's got the thing in it, and the thing of a man, and the funny good over.
It's only
and
not
the thing,
two
thin
murders.
it. Yeah, not enough punch-ins. It feels a bit like that every week.
Yeah.
So
it? How many murders?
that's it. And the murders, they're the good murders. Yeah,
Well,
that's the ones.
I think we should do that about something then.
I think we do that every week.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
What have you been watching, Paul?
Yeah, my usuals. I'm playing catch up with all my Zach Baggins and his Ghost Adventures.
You've not
crew.
watched anything new.
Okay, new. What am I watching? I've started Jessica Jones
Season 2.
season 2.
And Adam, you mentioned earlier on,
Yeah.
you've seen that as well, didn't you?
I've seen all of it.
He's seen
yeah.
all of it though. We don't want to know as much as he knows.
No.
Fair enough.
I won't ruin anything
no.
for anyone.
Do you guys want to have a chat about it?
How far in are you?
I'm only 3 episodes in.
Cool. Yeah.
But it's well paced so far. It's better than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be an old rehash of silly ideas and what they've already touched on.
It's still got that noir feel to it,
does,
hasn't
yeah,
it?
it more so. be
Like,
honest
and
with
you still getting the sort of inner thoughts of her like you would in a noir film where the detective's kind of, I was looking out the window, staring over the car where the lady was playing with a thing, that sort of thing.
The sort of thing they cut out of Blade Runner, you mean?
Does
Yeah.
she roll over in bed and choke on her own heron's vomit?
No,
Oh, God, that's
not
her,
in this
isn't it?
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
But no, I've watched the whole thing and I really enjoyed it, and I thought they've kept the pacing up throughout it.
Yeah.
There's one episode that's a little weaker than others, but it's not.
Always is.
It's not bad. It's still a good episode. It just has a different pacing to the rest of the series.
Yeah.
The storyline as a whole is a murder mystery noir, but with powered people. It's really good. I really like it. I think if you like the first series and you like Daredevil and Punisher, you're going to like this.
What else have I been watching? Westworld. I'm really struggling with it. I want to like it.
What, the first series?
First series.
Ah.
I'm trying so hard to get into it, and I haven't got a clue what's
It's probably
going on
a little
yet.
bit ploddy for some people.
It's just not. I don't know what's going on yet.
You won't for a while.
It's a confusing story,
Yeah.
Very.
actually.
Yeah. Like for the first, I think, 7 episodes,
Out of 10.
it's
Yeah,
like
it feels that way.
mentally confusing.
Yeah.
Like at times, you start to work things out.
Yeah.
But it
that's
is
the thing.
really confusing.
Because you start to work things out and notice things, it confuses you more. To start off, it looks like a linear plot, but
Yeah.
it's
but
not.
it's
No, it's definitely not.
And then
It's-
as you work things out, it does confuse you into thinking one thing, and then out of nowhere they sort of make you realise, oh well, I've thought that completely wrong.
And it confused my other half so much that when they gave you the answer to the puzzle,
yeah,
they give it to you twice.
Yeah.
So it happens in like episode 6 and episode 7, but she completely missed it the first time. And then when I said to her the week later, oh yeah, but we know the answer is this because of the storylines, and she like had a right go at me, like, what the? Why do you know this? You've
been watching this without me.
I'm a teacher and I educate people. I've got a degree. And how I missed this?
So I'm going to stick with it, I think. But one thing I'm not sure I'm going to stick with is Altered Carbon.
No, I've given up.
I like the idea of it.
Mate, I didn't finish the first episode.
Do you know the worst thing of it? I'd accept it as a trash thing. It just the audio dub. It's just dread. The voice dub. I mean, it's just the lead guy. Who's the guy who plays the lead? The main. I forget the guy's name.
I don't know. I've seen anything. I've seen him in his House of Cards.
It is so mumbling.
That's the guy from RoboCop and The Killing.
Do you know the last 2 episodes I've had to watch with the subtitles on entirely all the way through just because I can't understand a fucking word that man says.
Do you know what?
I've
found that with quite a lot of TV recently that people it's almost like they go, well, it'd be more realistic if they mumble.
No,
it's just not easy to understand what they're saying.
But it's everything he says. He's getting progressively worse.
But also, the other side of that argument is TV speakers are bollocks these days.
Yeah, but then I've got an old TV, like old early HD TV with good speakers in it.
No, they all have shit speakers. As soon as they made the things small,
it's only the last year that I've had stuff where I can't understand it. Everything else sounds fine. Everything just seems mumbly.
If you don't like him in Altered Carbon, watch The Killing. It's the best.
Oh no,
part
I have watched The Killing.
Oh, okay.
It's very good.
That part was made for Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah,
he was very, very good.
And he didn't mumble in that though. He mumbled a little.
He does,
but it was clear mumbling.
Lots of quiet scenes,
exactly.
Aren't there? So
yeah. You could. It's difference between a quiet scene where someone's mumbling in a quiet scene and someone mumbling when there's lots of other noise, so you can't actually understand what they're saying.
Flying cars buzzing around you,
stuff.
Yeah, people screaming about being in the wrong skin, stuff. But I'm a 5-year-old girl. They've given me a granny body.
What's he say? There's some nice ideas in it, but then they don't explain too much neither. They use certain terminology you've never ever heard before, and you've no point of reference neither.
I would point people at the 2000 AD comic that is a far better version of the same story, basically, from 1996.
It reminds me quite a lot, actually, of the audiobook. Sorry to jump in, but the audiobook I've just finished listening to, which is William Gibson's Neuromancer. Neuromancer? Yeah. Neuromancer. Dancer, Neuromancer. Okay. But yeah, it's really weird because like this, it's a cyberpunk novel.
Sorry, the way your brain had to go around that to work out the correct.
So I've got a northern partner, so like everything I have to question it. Is it glass, grass, bath, or bath? Do we bathe in a bath?
Mate?
We bathe in a bath.
It's a bath.
But yeah,
mowing the grass.
Neuromancer, by William Gibson. is bloody awesome. I really enjoyed it. I recommend it wholeheartedly. It's quite a strange audiobook because it's narrated by the writer himself, and he's got this kind of a drawl to his voice. You know, he's an American Canadian, and it's quite monotone. But they've done this great little thing where they put loads of little sound bites and stuff in, and altered his voice. So it's almost
like an audio play rather than in a way.
To a degree, and instead of him having to put on different voices, they've digitally enhanced his voice in different sections.
That's
like,
cool.
For instance, where there's a bit where he's a
robot.
A character called a flatline, which is
flatline robot.
Or a construct, which is
a contact.
Somebody that's died and they've had their consciousness like digitally
now a computer.
recreated. Ross, you're a dick. Shut up. Who
is this, Ross?
I'm just going to cut you out.
Every show's got a zippy. We've got,
a bungle.
Yeah. No.
So you've made me lose my track. Just the way it's presented, it's very, very good. And it finishes really fantastically. I've never, ever come across a book that does this before. The action is like literally like bookended. Like it starts you off with a real short paragraph with like to introduce you to the characters, and boom, you're off into the action. And it's all about this heist where there's this AI that really wants to like gain, what's the word?
Money.
It wants,
talk to another human.
It wants
Sentient.
It wants sentience. So
I want to be a real AI.
so it's basically like employed all these humans and involved them in this heist, basically, to help it break out and become sentient.
Cool.
And then when all the action's done, he wraps it up literally in a paragraph, and the story's done.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
It's really like, just feels really clean.
Almost
It's like a really nice
like
ending.
a short story format.
It doesn't end in like 20 different ways like Lord of the Rings. It's just like boom, done.
It's almost got that same feel that short stories have, where they have to be exact at the beginning and the end to make the middle make as much impact as possible.
I suppose in reality it's not a very long book. It's taken me absolutely months to get through it because I'm listening to it when I go to bed. And I get sort of...
You fall asleep.
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
wake up and you spend 20 minutes going back to where you were.
Yeah,
'cause
exactly.
you're like, well, how long is it played for?
But do you drift in and out and get these odd dreams? You're not quite sure if it's the book anymore or not.
No.
I did that with the Alan Partridge one.
Snow Crash next. Read that.
Yeah.
Read/listen to that next.
Okay.
It's fucking
I've
brilliant.
actually started on a Neil Gaiman audiobook. Well, it's not an audiobook. It's him reading it live, which is quite nice. It's nice
Cool.
having Neil
Is he a
Gaiman.
robot?
No, he's not. It's called The Graveyard Book. I'll tell you about it another
It's
time.
about dying in a robot.
He's a zombie. That's my zombie voice. It's zombie.
It's a lot like
I'm
your
from
normal
Sub
voice.
North.
I want to eat your brains.
Brain
Amazing.
pie.
Brain pie.
Brain pie.
Oh, dear.
dear.
Right, Adam. Anything else?
I obviously just joined season 2, but I also watched with the girlfriend. We watched a TV series, BBC. It started out as a film called Young Offenders, and they've just done a TV series of it. It's an Irish comedy about two young sort of school age, like high school age kids.
Are they offenders?
They are young offenders. Yes.
Asbos.
Yeah, not quite that level. But yeah, pretty much like they are.
Petty thieves.
One's got no mum, his mum died, and his dad's an alcoholic, and the other one lives with his mum, and his dad's not around because his dad died. And both of them just are pretty stupid, but somehow seem to manage to pull off the most crazy things, and then sometimes try and pull off things and cock it up. But it's being that it's set in Ireland, the characters are brilliantly placed. Like you can enjoy it as someone that's not from Ireland, but I imagine there's a lot more in there for people that know the areas and stuff.
There's a few Irish comedies kicking about at the moment, aren't there?
Yeah, Irish and Welsh comedies, there's a lot coming out at the moment. Scottish comedies have kind of disappeared after Limmy. I really enjoyed
Saying
him. But
that, I've started watching one recently, Scottish comedy, Two Doors Down.
oh yeah.
I would actually recommend that. At first glance, and you first just see it in the background, you think, oh fuck me, it's gonna be like a Victor Meldrew thing. It's not. It's
No, it's
pretty
good.
fucked
Yeah.
in it in bits. It's quite funny.
But yeah, that's worth watching. Young Offenders is worth watching. I've even it's that clever comedy. It does what the old Only Fools and Horses used to do, where there's one episode where it is absolutely hilarious what happens in the episode, but then so touching that it makes you cry at the very end. It's well written. All the guys, the two young guys and the two young girls that play the main sort of school age kids, and then the adults are all very natural looking characters. None of them some of them look a little bit odd in the sense of like the sort of haircuts they've chosen and stuff, but like they're believable playing the characters they're playing. No one seems like they're bad at acting. Like there's no moments where you go, oh god, this person's awful. Like it's just really good. I'd like highly recommend it to anyone that wants something fun and funny to watch that has little touching family moments.
Cool.
Other than that, I've just been reading some comics, reading the Rick and Morty comics, catching up on 3 years of Judge Dredd magazines. I haven't been able to read because I've been too busy doing other stuff.
It's got to be quite hard going.
It's amazing. I ploughed through a year's worth in one evening when I was sat at home.
I do this with The Walking Dead. I wish I'd never started reading them as individual comics. So
Yeah,
now
just
I
wait
just wait a
and
year and then I
read a
just
chunk. Yeah.
Because you read them in about 10 minutes anyway, don't you? So
Yeah,
why not
yeah.
just read a year's worth.
Well, that's the thing with Judge Dredd magazine as well. You've got the main Judge Dredd story, plus you've got 4 other stories in there, plus each volume each month comes with a small graphic novel collection of something else they've printed before
Is
in the
this
past.
not 2000 AD?
It's the same company, but they do the 2000 AD Weekly, and then they do Judge Dredd magazine. I haven't got 2000 AD Weekly for a long time because I can't afford it, but Judge Dredd magazine
is it
for
really
the money.
Expensive? Or by the time you bought a month's worth,
it's expensive, yeah. Whereas Judge Dredd magazine is like £5 something for 5 stories in quite a thick volume. Plus
Pound a story, even, yeah?
Yeah, pretty much. And then you also get a free graphic novel collection of like something that they've printed years before.
How much 2000 AD is now?
I think it's £2-3 quid, something like that.
So you're spending like over £10 a month on
Yeah. I couldn't afford to get
and
both.
it's I guess it's still shit enough that you just want to throw it away when you finish with it as well.
Oh no, they're good quality. They're good quality now. Like since Rebellion took over, they've put a lot more effort in to the quality of the paper and the quality of the actual comic as a whole. But I'd rather buy the storylines that I know I'm going to like in graphic novel form when they release them as collections.
Has anyone done one of these sort of one-a-month collection jobbies for 2000 AD yet?
The same company that do the Batman, Marvel, Avengers, and other comic ones. They do the Judge Dredd. Well, Rebellion actually do the Judge Dredd case files, and they bring one out every 4 months, which is a
hardback jobby.
No, paperback collection of all of the Judge Dredd stories in chronological and printed order.
Right.
And each one's got like they start with the very first ones, and then they release them at about 20 quid a volume. They're a good thick, 1.5 inch thick, like wodgy jobs.
You know the ones I mean, though.
But like, the pay subscription ones that they do. They've started doing that at Judge Dredd with all the main stories, and I'm
just wondering whether or not they're worth the money. Because they're £20 a month.
No, 10 quid a month.
But it's
10 quid a fortnight. But yes, so it's 20 quid a month. And if you've never read them before and you want to collect them, like that's about the same price you'll be paying for the same.
I was thinking about starting on the Batman one because it's just started coming out. I could put a nice big long shelf across the podcast studio wall there.
Yeah,
could have a nice all the nice spine design going across the room.
If you've not read them, it's I think the value is pretty good because most of the graphic novels of those stories you're going to be paying, like the No Man's Land series of Batman. There's like 5 volumes, and each volume's quite thick, and it's going to cost you about 40 quid. But I imagine each volume would be broken in half for that.
Sure.
Or that offer. So if they came out weekly, it's 10 quid fortnightly, 10 quid a fortnight. Like Cataclysm would be 12 fortnights. You're still getting it cheaper than buying the individual.
Maybe
ones.
I'll have to see if I can talk the missus into letting me
buy a shelf.
I suppose I've got other things to be spending money on, really, not baby and stuff, you know.
Yeah,
you know,
typical.
Babies, mortgages, sheds.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
basement
but that's
conversions.
That's what I've been doing, and I highly recommend the Rick and Morty comics. And
And you shouldn't have to pay for shit. There's ways you can get that for free.
Eat.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll sort you out with some, don't worry. Just give us a
Paul.
shout. Just give us a shout, yeah.
Cheers.
It's alright.
Come on, Ross.
I know a man.
What's Ross been watching?
I watched Mother, but we've talked about that before, haven't we?
Yeah.
I had to read up about it afterwards, and now I like it more because I read up about it afterwards.
I thought you might twig. To be fair, going by your family history.
Well, yeah, I had some sort of idea something was going on there, but I was missing out on it.
Right, okay.
And it's just fucking mental, isn't it?
It is.
I still haven't seen it,
but it's a difficult watch. I understand the bit that women freak out about.
Yeah,
but what was a difficult watch for me, and it's deliberately so, the camera is so offensive, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Cinematography
really jerky.
But it's always, it's too close all the time.
Yeah.
Every single shot in the film's like a super up close, and you're just or really like right on. If it's following somebody walking around, the camera's right on their shoulder, and it's just you feel like you're invading someone's personal space the whole time.
Yeah.
Especially at the end as well. When
you
it's
want to
doing
take
that,
a step back from the screen.
It does like a big crescendo, doesn't it? At the end, like, there's so much going on, like constantly, like pummeling you with information. And you're right, every shot is like sweeping past somebody's face, and they're like,
but it's
in the camera.
Brilliant
and stuff,
from the like.
It's very good.
Like from the very last shot, answers any questions you have about the very first shot. It's that sort of a clever film.
It's cyclical. Is that the right word?
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah, I like that.
Star Wars Rebels is finished.
Or is it? That's Is it cyclical? because the new thing doesn't have to be the same as the old thing.
No.
So yeah.
We've spoken about. You said too much there.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, Star Wars Rebels is finished.
Is that all right?
I really enjoyed it. Yeah, bloody good TV show that.
Is it actually finished? Was that the last episode?
Yeah, no. What? I don't know how many you've seen.
Was it Rebels that...
I've seen like...
Well, you'd know it finishes because the end. You can tell it's the end.
Was it Rebels that did the time travel thing?
Was it
Yeah,
last week was the last episode?
I don't know, mate. I'm not on whatever. I
Drugs?
just stole it off the internet, mate.
Heroin, cocaine.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Probably some of the best Star Wars that's been out for a long time.
I really enjoy it. I think it's a great show.
Would you recommend it for just a casual...
Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Are they still doing episodes that are based on other things? Like the Seven Samurai episode, for
Nah,
instance?
it's not so much. There's a couple of... There's, like... What they do is take... they screwed up the expanded universe and threw it away.
Yeah.
They do things like... There's an episode where the B-Wing turns up and it's similar in the origin story of the original B-Wing.
I've got one episode left, so I haven't seen the last one.
No,
that's the one I've missed.
But there's and they leave it in a way that if they do go back to it, it won't be the same show. But it will. I'm very excited to see what they do next.
Okay.
Cool.
Do you think they'll leave it alone now to concentrate on the live action stuff?
No, I don't. I think they'll probably. I think
They'll always
another
do a
animated show
cartoon, won't
coming
they?
out.
They'll always have one.
And they just get better. Like the difference in quality between Rebels and the Clone Wars is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are you watching
It's a massive
It's
step
like
up.
it's difficult to watch Toy Story now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a very, very good show.
It's well written. It looks nice.
I don't even know if you
Right.
need to be super into Star Wars. I don't know. You might do. I just get a buzz off the music and stuff.
And good for adults as well as kids?
Yeah,
Or-
Yeah.
definitely.
I suppose you're an adult, sort of.
Yeah, when you see they do this weird thing where they'll knock out stormtroopers loads, but then they'll just kill loads of them at the same time. It's almost like they can't kill them all, but you just go, they definitely just killed 500 stormtroopers there when they blew up that thing.
There are moments where you go, they're definitely dead.
Yeah,
Definitely dead.
And,
there's no
but then-
doubt about that.
I suppose a lot of it is because they infiltrate a lot of the time, so they just knock people out because they're sneaky.
Yeah.
But it's not as child friendly as you think it is.
Fair enough.
And then the only other thing I saw that I really want to talk about is I saw 3 billboards outside of
Ebbing, Missouri. So did I. And you've also seen I, Tonya.
Oh yeah, I have.
Yeah. Let's chat about those two ever so quick. Go on.
3 billboards is fantastic, isn't it?
It's bloody amazing, yeah.
It's one of those films where the story's good. The cinematography's nothing to write home about.
No, true.
But it's
passionate,
every
isn't it?
single person who's in the movie is bringing their AAA game.
Yeah. Really
And it's-
beautifully acted. I didn't know what the hell to expect. The title
I had
doesn't
no
give
idea,
you anything at all, does it?
The trailer gave you everything.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The trailer told you way much more than it should have for a film of that sort of story.
I'm glad
Yeah.
I've never even saw a trailer
Yeah,
for it.
I saw the trailer and kind of went, I would have been really interested if I hadn't have seen the trailer.
There are no twists, really, are there? So there's nothing really to give
No.
away. But it's based on a true story, actually. So it's
Really?
yeah.
Is it?
It's, yeah.
Oh.
So it's not in the same state, and it's a bloke that did it for his daughter that was raped and murdered. So basically, the story is the parent hires 3 billboards outside of the town on the run up to the town where the daughter's been raped and murdered, and nothing's being done by the police, or at least the investigation has ground to a halt. So out of frustration, they've put it's not exactly slanderous, but it's sort of
The police are rubbish.
yeah, it's
Like,
stuff that might kick or give the police a bit of a kick up the arse, like put them back
It's
into action.
worded.
Sort of thing.
It's a question and not a statement. So
Yeah.
can only be. Can only be perceived as a question.
Yep.
Yeah.
So so somebody did that in real life, and
I
it did actually help.
I
They ended
quite
up
like the
catching
fact
somebody.
that there was an article by someone, tongue in cheek, admittedly, saying, this is just a rip off of a Mary Kate and Ashley Olsen movie from the 90s where they did this to help get their dad a date in this cute film, and they've just stolen the idea to...
Right, I see.
Yeah, it was tongue-in-cheek, and then they did talk about the actual thing, I think.
But yeah, what a fantastic
It's very,
film.
very good.
I think the actors that got Oscars definitely deserved them. Sam, what's his face?
Sam Rockwell.
Rockwell was fantastic.
He is very good.
His part on it
general,
is jaw-droppingly good, and I'm a bit of a fan of his actually. That reminds me, Mute.
Yeah.
His character turns up in Mute from Moon. Did you pick up on that?
No.
So it's
I did hear about it, but I didn't notice when I was watching it.
So yeah, there's a court case with all the clones from the movie Moon are in court.
Big spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not a big spoiler.
We're in,
what for
we're in
Moon?
Moon now.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for a movie that's 20 years old.
Yeah.
But so all the clones are in court in the background on a little TV screen trying to fight for their rights.
I
as
did
individuals.
notice that. I didn't realise it was him.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's his
that makes
character,
sense.
but it's not Sam Rockwell,
that
but
makes
yeah.
sense now. Yeah.
There you
Okay.
go. But yeah, 3 Billboards. Who else won an Oscar? Oh yeah, the woman lead actress, right?
Yeah.
Who's the woman from Fargo? No.
Yeah, which was the last time she won an Oscar.
Ah.
But she's really good in everything. Like, she's amazing and Almost Famous as well, isn't she?
Yeah, true.
She's really good at playing a mum. Say the C word a lot as well, don't they?
Yeah.
About 10 times.
Go and watch
There's a
this
lot
That's
film.
because they know the
American movie.
Brits like it, so they've chucked it in there to try and get more Brits interested.
Honestly, guys, go and watch this film. It's amazing. It's
Okay,
Oscar
okay.
season, so yeah, obviously all the nominations, they're all out there to be seen.
Well, my mate over in America ended up in a screening of Red Sparrow.
Oh yeah,
And said it's awful.
really?
Yeah, very just violent for the sake of being sexually violent, rather than it actually being a good enough story to sort of need it to be in there.
Okay.
Whether or not that's how I
It's
will
got
feel
mixed
if I
reviews.
watch it, but I'm
really
not
has
sure
got-
I want to watch it based on what he said to me.
Apparently,
So,
lots of people have walked out of screenings and stuff because it's a bit hardcore.
like he
Yeah.
said, it's ridiculous. It might as well almost be like a softcore porn in places.
Right.
But then you add violence to that, and it doesn't seem right.
Yeah. Well, those movies come along occasionally, don't they?
Yeah. Base moi.
Base Moi and what's that one called with the horrible unflinching rape scene in an underground tunnel? Unbreakable?
No, I know the one you're in.
Irreversible?
Irreversible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bloody hell, it's a hard watch.
Yes.
I don't watch films like that as a rule.
Well,
I don't normally
It's
watch
too
them
short.
knowing that that's what they're going to be like, and then suddenly there's a scene in a film that is like that, and you're kind of like, well,
one of my exes went
Yeah.
absolutely ballistic and just like made me snap up a DVD there and then, like, because I bought this thing home, not realizing it was quite as I've never seen with anything with quite as much sexual violence in it as Base Moi, which is penetrative sex mixed
French
with
film.
violence,
Yeah.
and it's just nasty. And,
It's a revenge film, but it's pretty full on. Yeah.
There you go.
No.
On a happier
it's not
note,
my cup of tea, that.
hi Tonya.
It's alright, isn't it?
Only all right.
Yeah, it's good.
I really, really enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it.
Fun.
Her mum is one of the great cinema villains now.
Yeah, I
That
suppose.
performance is incredible.
Didn't she get an award?
She's
for that?
like-
Best
she won
supporting
best-
actress. Yeah.
She is like as horrible as the nurse from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
And it's got the little girl in it from Lucky Logan Lucky. Do you remember the
Didn't
one?
we talk about
Yeah.
this last week?
We only briefly mentioned it. We didn't
Oh,
give it a
okay.
proper review. But yeah, do you remember the little girl from Logan Lucky?
Yeah.
She's a supreme actress.
Yeah.
Absolutely
I
fantastic.
really liked her in
I
Logan Lucky.
I look forward to seeing what she does as she grows up. But yeah, she's fantastic in this as well as young Tonya Harding. And yeah, all of the ice skating is phenomenal. The special effects, I think, are a bit ropey. Like, you can see like that the face has been superimposed onto the skaters in places and stuff. However, after doing a bit of research, it turns out that Margot Robbie did a massive amount of the skating herself, and it's only the really, really difficult bits, like the triple axel, that she had to have somebody stand in for.
It's generally what they do
Cool.
anyway, though. If you watch old reruns of Torval and Dean skating, they generally wore like a cut-out face of their own face.
The most amazing.
It's difficult to keep that smile up the entire time. So they'd have a little cutout with little
Brilliant.
eye holes.
Most of the time, any footage you saw of Torville and Doom was just Libsyn and Stitcher wearing Torville and Doom faces.
Supremos. But yeah, I really enjoyed Tonya Harding. I Tonya, even. I think that was a very good film as well.
The Bodyguard's fucking brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, in actual fact, if you look at because they do the thing where they've got a bunch of footage of the actual people at the end of the film, giving you an idea of the representations and stuff, and the acting's bloody good. Very, very good.
Her bodyguard's one of those pathological liars who lives in his own fantasy. He's like, I work for the Secret Service. I've got agents all over the planet, and he genuinely believes it.
Did he live with the
He's
Paras? Did he live with the Paras?
Oh yeah,
did
we
he?
know. Yeah.
Did he?
But it's exactly
as a
God.
biopic of someone that exists, but also like they've obviously tried to make it a little bit more extreme and comical in places, but obviously a lot of it's based on real things that did actually
they've
happen.
had to make it
No,
extreme,
but that's
Adam.
what I was going to say. Is it as good a representation of what actually happened as Pain and Gain was?
I don't know.
Very
Got no
similar
idea.
sort of movie in that
Yeah,
respect.
yeah,
I think.
okay.
But I don't
cool.
think they've had
A
to
bit more
beat anything
serious
up.
than Pain and Gain.
But still shows the lunacy that happened with regarding.
Need to
Instead
see
of
that
doing
again.
this, but what they do on
That's what I mean by extreme, the lunacy of what she and her mum and other people around
Just
her.
how
But the
nuts
big-
humans can be.
Yeah,
It's not really her fault what happened. But watch
Yeah,
the
yeah,
film.
yeah.
Watch
But the
film.
big difference between that and Pain and Gain is in Pain and Gain they keep going. Remember, this is still a real story. Whereas
because they have to.
in I, Tonya,
They don't.
they
Yeah.
they remind you how unreliable the narrators are.
Yeah, true.
Right, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
because you're only going by their memory, and it's
They literally, the
yeah,
guy goes, there'll be a
This
scene where
definitely
he's like,
didn't
this
happen."
definitely didn't happen, and then the next
Yeah,
scene
yeah.
is that what just happened.
Whereas
did
in
happen.
Pain and Gain, although it seems quite extreme, nearly all of the stuff that you see happen in the film that seems ridiculous, there's actually like evidence of that came up in court footage, recordings. So that's why in that film they do every so often go, remember this is a true story, because in that it seems so ridiculous that you need to be told every so often remember this is a true story. Whereas with that I wasn't sure. Obviously everyone kind of knows what happened, but how much of it, like you've said, there are bits where it goes, this definitely never happened. So that's kind of what I was getting at. Is it how true to it is it? So
Fair enough.
I'm interested.
It's definitely worth a watch. The other film I saw was the just mentioned this ever so quick, is the Oscar-winning Best Picture, The Shape of Water.
Is it good?
It's phenomenal.
It's on my to-do list.
It's really phenomenal. As in,
I've heard
I can
very mixed
see
reviews.
completely why this won Best Picture. It's beautiful
Right.
and it's supremely acted. It reminds me of a Jean Gino movie, like City of Lost Children and
Yeah,
Delicatessen. It's got that feel to it. The set is just phenomenal, and the monster. I mean, it's Guillermo del Toro, so he's just got the most amazing creature skills, hasn't he? Have you guys seen any of his other creature films?
Doesn't he? Isn't
Pan's
the,
Labyrinth.
it's
Pan's
like,
Labyrinth.
isn't it the one? Isn't the creature like the one from Hellboy?
Yeah, to a degree.
And there's your link. Ron Perlman
Fishman
was in City of the Lost Children,
Oh, so he was, yeah.
and then he was Hellboy, and then the guy who made Hellboy has then made something that's a bit like City of the Lost Children, but includes a character a bit like the character out of Hellboy.
Yeah.
Magic.
However, the creature design's a bit more... It's a bit cleverer than Ape Sapien, I'd
Yeah.
say. It looks amazing. Honestly, the special effects are just jaw-dropping. And you can really believe the relationship between this woman and this creature as well, as crazy and fucked up as it is. Yeah. Really, really, really worth your time. Please go and watch it.
Is it better than the creature from the Black Lagoon?
What, the movie?
The original movie, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I would say hands down. Hans Zimmer down.
As long as it's not a Hans Zimmer soundtrack, that'd ruin it. It doesn't seem like that sort of film.
The score actually won an Oscar as well, didn't it? Best
Oh, did
original
it?
score, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And the music in it is beautiful. Really, really good.
Give it a watch eventually.
Will that do us?
I think
Is
so.
that
Yeah,
enough
pretty
reviewing?
much. I've got a bit of a migraine coming on, so
Have you?
You've always got a migraine coming on. Look at your face. I gave you a book to make you happy. Lips in a Stitcher helped me find it at a book sale, and you're still by the end of the show, you're not as happy as you were when I handed you the book. Have a look at the cover again.
No,
It makes you smile.
Make you feel better.
Yeah.
I've got to drive home.
His chakra's all out of sync. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Check the book. You'll
Yeah.
be fine, mate.
You bought in the right book there, Adam.
I did.
Oh, is that published by Libsyn and Stitcher? Does that say that?
No,
It was
no,
written
no.
by
They weren't
Libsyn.
stupid enough.
They advise Ike on everything he does. They are his oracle.
Anywho,
The
right.
gateway into the lizard realm.
If you'd like to read more about David, if you'd like to read more about what we do outside of the podcast, please go and find our Facebook page. You can find loads of links there and stuff. And below, if there's space for them, they'll be there. Go and have a look.
Yeah.
Write in. Give us some questions and stuff.
Yes.
snoothwiththecrew@gmail.com, podcast@snoonetwork.com. Chuck a brick through Paul's window.
I've told you, I've bricked them all up. I've had that many bricks
Tweet
through,
at us.
I've given up.
Contact us through Facebook. Anything you want. In the meantime, should we go and have some dinner?
Yeah.
Go on
I'm
then.
having chicken fajitas.
Oh.
I'm having air.
I'm having fish cakes.
Fried air.
Homemade fish cakes.
Not fried air, just air.
Welcome to
Fried
Dinner
air.
Review.
Goodbye.
Bye. Good night, guys.